If you're over 60 and working every day to take better care of your health, you've probably heard countless times that walnuts are a golden weapon for your heart and your memory. And that's true. But here's something many people don't realize. Just a small mistake in how you eat them can reduce those benefits, or even create problems for a body that's becoming more sensitive with age. I've met so many older patients who eat diligently, try their best, and truly care about their health. Yet just a few small habits around walnuts can lead to digestive discomfort, poor medication absorption, or even iron deficiency without any clear explanation. After 60, the body simply doesn't respond the way it did in your 40s or 50s. Silent changes inside make things that used to be right suddenly become unexpected mistakes. So today, I'd like you to stay with me for a few minutes. We're going to talk about 5 dangerous mistakes many seniors make with walnuts, often without realizing it, and more importantly, how to fix them so you can continue enjoying every benefit this wonderful nut has to offer. Before we begin, if gentle, easy-to-follow health guidance like this helps you feel more confident about aging well, consider subscribing to the channel. Not for the numbers, but so you never miss a video that might help your heart, your nutrition, or your daily energy feel just a little better. All right, ready? Let's jump into the first mistake. Mistake number 1. Eating too many at once. When it comes to walnuts, most people share the same belief. They're good for your heart and your brain, so the more the better. It sounds reasonable, but for the body after 60, it's a trap many people fall into. I've had countless patients tell me they eat a big handful every day, or even use walnuts as a full snack because they think it's the healthy thing to do. Only when they notice slight weight gain, bloating, or discomfort after eating do they start questioning that habit. Here's what you need to understand. The aging body processes fat very differently. Digestion slows down, digestive juices decrease, and the gut becomes less efficient. That means high-fat nuts like walnuts can become a burden if you eat too many at once, even though the fat is healthy. A small portion of walnuts already packs a lot of calories. Just 7 halves carry almost the same amount of energy as a full snack. The tricky part is that walnuts are deliciously easy to eat. The more you chew, the more you want. And without realizing it, you can end up consuming far more calories than you intended. The results often show up as slow weight gain, belly fat, sluggishness after meals, or an unusually long feeling of fullness. Eating too many walnuts at one time can also lead to indigestion, bloating, or mild diarrhea, especially if you're sensitive to fat or have a history of stomach issues. Many people have told me they eat a large portion in the morning for energy all day, only to feel heavy and tired afterward. It's not because walnuts are bad, it's simply that your body can't handle that much fat in one short window anymore. The important thing is that this mistake is easy to make. We all instinctively believe natural foods are harmless. But the truth is, even good things need the right dosage. And after 60, your body doesn't need more. It needs what's appropriate. So what's the right way to eat walnuts? Treat walnuts as a small portion, not a free-for-all snack. Stick to about 7 halves, which equals roughly 1 ounce per day. Eat slowly and chew well to support digestion and avoid feeling overly full. If you want to pair them with something, choose gentle foods like sliced apples or plain yogurt. These combinations help your stomach work more smoothly. And one more important note: don't save your whole daily portion to eat in one sitting. Some people tell me they forgot to eat their walnuts during the day and end up eating everything at night. This puts pressure on a digestive system that's already slowing down and also increases the risk of acid reflux and poor sleep. As we grow older, eating the right amount doesn't just lighten the workload on your stomach, it helps stabilize your weight, your energy, and even your blood sugar. Sometimes just cutting back by a few walnut halves can help you feel significantly better while still giving your body all the benefits. A small handful eaten correctly can do wonders, but overeating, even accidentally, can make your body work much harder than it needs to. Consider this a gentle reminder. Not everything that's good should be eaten in large amounts, especially when your body now needs a bit more care, attention, and balance in every choice you make. Mistake number 2. Eating at the wrong time and weakening your medications. One thing very few people think about, yet it has one of the biggest impacts after age 60, is timing. Many of my patients believe they can eat walnuts anytime they want, as long as they eat some every day. But the aging body no longer works the way it used to. And if you take daily medications, eating walnuts at the wrong time can quietly make those medicines far less effective. Our bodies process food and medication on different schedules. Medications need steady absorption to work properly, while walnuts contain fat and fiber, both of which slow stomach emptying. This means that if you eat walnuts too close to the time you take your pills, the medication may enter your bloodstream hours later than intended, or at a reduced level, without you ever realizing it. It sounds like a small issue, but with important medications, this delay can make a major difference. I once treated an older patient who took her thyroid medication every morning, but she also had a habit of eating a few handfuls of walnuts right afterward. For months, she felt tired, shaky, and unwell. Yet every test came back normal. Once she changed the timing of her walnut routine, her symptoms disappeared within weeks. This applies to blood pressure medication, heart rhythm medication, and blood thinners as well. These drugs require stable absorption. A high-fat food eaten too close to your medication can throw that off. Your body isn't rejecting the medicine, and the medicine isn't too strong. You're simply eating at the wrong time. Another common mistake is eating walnuts in the morning because it feels like a healthy way to start the day. But this is also the exact time many people take their medications. When the two overlap, your medicine slows down while your stomach has to work harder right after waking. This is why some people feel heavy, sleepy, or bloated after breakfast and never connect it to the walnuts. A second common mistake is eating walnuts late at night as a bedtime snack. This is especially problematic for older adults because digestion slows dramatically in the evening. Walnuts are harder to break down, and this often leads to acid reflux, throat burning, or poor sleep. So when is the right time? Leave at least 2 hours between your medication and your walnuts. Avoid walnuts right after breakfast if you take morning medication. The best time is mid-afternoon, when your energy naturally dips and your stomach is more settled. A few walnut halves at this hour offer nutrition without interfering with your medicines. If you tend to eat dinner late or go to bed early, avoid walnuts at night so your stomach can rest. The most important thing to understand is that timing can be just as important as quantity. Younger people can get away with small timing mistakes, but after 60, everything becomes more delicate. Digestion, metabolism, and medication absorption all rely on balance. A small shift in timing can help your body feel lighter, steadier, and more comfortable every single day. Eating at the right time isn't a big change, but it makes a big difference. And if you take multiple medications, this is one habit you should never overlook. A tiny adjustment may be all you need for your medications to work smoothly and consistently. Mistake number 3. Pairing walnuts with the wrong foods or supplements. When we talk about healthy eating, many people believe that combining lots of good foods will multiply the benefits. But after age 60, the body doesn't react so simply. Especially with walnuts, pairing them with certain foods or supplements can create effects you never intended. One of my biggest concerns is overloading on omega-3 without realizing it. Walnuts naturally contain a generous amount of omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for heart and brain health. But many older adults also take fish oil or eat fatty fish like salmon or mackerel on the same day. This can push your daily omega-3 intake beyond what your body needs, increasing your risk of bleeding, especially if you're taking blood thinners or heart medications. Some patients have told me they bruise easily, their gums bleed longer, or they notice small patches of bleeding after mild bumps. They assumed it was just aging, but once we reviewed their meals, it turned out they were consuming much more omega-3 than recommended. Adjusting their walnut intake helped stabilize everything. Another issue very few people know about: walnuts can reduce iron absorption. Walnuts contain tannins and polyphenols, natural compounds that interfere with how your gut absorbs iron. This is especially important for adults over 60 who are more prone to anemia, fatigue, dizziness, or shortness of breath during light activity. You might be taking your iron supplement faithfully every day, but still not absorbing enough simply because you ate walnuts too close to your iron dose. Some people have told me they took iron for months with no improvement, and all it took was adjusting the timing of their walnuts to finally see progress. Another frequent mistake is eating walnuts alongside meals that are already high in fat. For example, adding walnuts to a salad loaded with olive oil, plus salmon or avocado for dinner. Younger bodies may handle that combination without any trouble, but older digestive systems can easily become overwhelmed by too much fat at once. This often leads to bloating, discomfort, poor sleep, or lingering fatigue. So how do you avoid these issues? If you've already had fish oil or fatty fish that day, reduce your walnut intake to 3 to 4 halves. Don't eat walnuts within 2 hours before or after taking an iron supplement. If you're on blood thinners, talk to your doctor about the right daily amount of walnuts. Avoid combining walnuts with other high-fat foods in the same big meal. Save them for a light snack instead. The key is remembering that even healthy foods need the right placement. When you're young, your body can handle small mistakes. After 60, every choice can influence your heart, digestion, and daily energy. You don't need to avoid walnuts. You just need to combine them wisely. Once you learn how to balance things, walnuts become a powerful ally. Not too many, not too close to medication, not paired with heavy meals. Just a simple shift can help your body feel lighter, calmer, and more energized every day. Mistake number 4. Poor storage leading to rancid walnuts and hidden health risks. One thing many older adults overlook is that walnuts spoil extremely easily. Unlike harder nuts such as almonds or peanuts, walnuts contain a large amount of unsaturated fat. This fat is healthy, but also very sensitive to light, heat, and air. If stored incorrectly, it begins to oxidize, creating odd smells, bitter flavors, and compounds that your body struggles to process. I've had many patients tell me they eat walnuts daily, but notice heartburn, bloating, or discomfort afterward. When I ask how they store them, the answer is often the same: a big bag left on the kitchen counter for months, with a handful taken out each day. The truth is, walnuts stored at room temperature for too long are almost guaranteed to go rancid, even if you don't taste it immediately. What concerns me most is that the senses become less sharp after 60. A faint, rancid smell, a slightly bitter taste, or a warm, burning feeling in the throat may go unnoticed. Yet your body continues absorbing those oxidized fats, which can create inflammation, digestive irritation, or even affect heart health over time. Many people assume they're sensitive to walnuts, when in reality, they're just eating walnuts that are no longer fresh. Another common mistake is storing walnuts in plastic containers or open bags. Plastic doesn't keep air out, and open bags let in heat and humidity from the home environment. Some even keep walnuts near the window for convenience, but direct sunlight is one of the fastest ways to spoil them. People often ask me, how do I know if my walnuts have gone bad? Here's what rancid walnuts usually have: A smell like paint, varnish, or machine oil. A bitter, sharp, or harsh aftertaste. A soft or crumbly texture when pressed. But the best approach is prevention. After 60, don't wait for your body to tell you something is wrong. Here's how to keep your walnuts fresh and safe. Buy small batches, enough for 2 to 4 weeks. Store them in an airtight glass jar, not plastic or open bags. Keep them in the refrigerator to slow oxidation. For long-term storage, keep them in the freezer, where they stay fresh for up to a year. Avoid sunlight, heat, and warm spots near the stove. Many of my patients tell me that once they switched to proper storage, their digestion felt lighter, the bitterness disappeared, and they no longer felt uneasy after eating walnuts. Always remember, fresh walnuts are healthy walnuts. This nut is incredibly nutritious, but only when stored correctly. After 60, every small choice in your diet matters more than you think. Taking a bit more care with your walnuts is also taking better care of your heart, your brain, and your digestive system. Mistake number 5. Ignoring signs of late-onset allergies or new sensitivities. One thing that surprises many older adults is that allergies can develop even after you've eaten a certain food your whole life without any problems. With walnuts, this happens even more often because the immune system changes significantly after age 60. Your body no longer reacts to food the way it used to, and sometimes a new sensitivity appears quietly, gradually, and is very easy to overlook. Many patients have told me they started noticing a little itch in their mouth, a slight tingle on the tongue, or a few small red bumps after eating walnuts. Because these signs are so mild, most people assume it's the weather, dry skin, or something else they happen to eat. But in reality, these can be early signals of a late-onset allergy, a type of reaction older immune systems are more prone to. What you need to understand is that the immune system after 60 is no longer sensitive but stable, like it was when you were younger. As you age, your immune system can react more strongly to things your body used to tolerate easily. This explains why many older adults suddenly develop issues with nuts, shellfish, or certain fruits they've eaten comfortably for decades. Beyond allergies, there's another factor many people never consider: cross-contamination. A large number of walnut products are processed on shared equipment with almonds, peanuts, cashews, or other nuts. If you've ever been sensitive to any of these, even a tiny trace can trigger a reaction. And this can be more dangerous for older adults because allergic responses at this age can progress faster and be less predictable. Another mistake is eating a large amount right from the start, especially when trying a new brand, a new batch, or returning to walnuts after a long break. Your body may have changed, but you suddenly introduce a big dose all at once. The immune system may overreact, leading to itching, bloating, congestion, mild shortness of breath, or a dull stomach ache. So, what's the safest way to avoid these risks? When trying walnuts again after a long break or using a new product, start with 2 to 3 halves. Observe your body for the next 24 hours. If you feel any itching, tingling, rash, or stomach discomfort, stop immediately. Always read labels, especially any line that says may contain traces of, which indicates possible cross-contamination. If you've ever had allergies or sensitivities to other nuts, talk to your doctor before adding walnuts regularly. Never eat a large portion at once if you're not sure how your body will react. One thing I always tell my older patients is this: never ignore subtle signals from your body. When you're young, your body can shrug off small reactions. After 60, those tiny signals matter much more. They're your body's way of saying, please pay attention to me. Allergies and sensitivities aren't something to fear if you understand your body and watch it carefully. The important thing is not to dismiss changes as just aging, dry skin, or something random. When you listen closely, Start small and observe your reactions. You can enjoy walnuts safely and fully. At this stage of life, safety doesn't come from avoiding everything. It comes from knowing what you're doing, understanding your body, and making thoughtful choices. And when you do that, walnuts can continue to be a wonderful part of your diet instead of a hidden source of discomfort. We've just walked through the 5 common mistakes many people over 60 unknowingly make when eating walnuts. And if you discovered yourself in one of these habits, don't see it as something to worry about. See it as a chance to adjust. The aging body doesn't ask for perfection. It simply asks for more awareness, more gentleness, and more intentional care. The beautiful thing is that small changes, eating the right amount, choosing the right timing, pairing foods wisely, storing walnuts properly, and paying attention to your body's signals, can turn this simple nut into a powerful companion for your heart, your brain, and your overall well-being. At this age, good health isn't luck. It's the result of the thoughtful choices you make each day. If you learned something today that makes you feel more confident about your health, let me know in the comments. I love hearing your stories, your experiences, and your questions. We're all learning from each other. And if you'd like more gentle, practical guidance like this, consider subscribing to the channel. No pressure, no rush, just a simple way to make sure future videos find their way to you and help you feel healthier day by day. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Wishing you strength, energy, and the confidence to care for yourself beautifully in the years ahead.